It's almost full. It's probably about, well, if it's all stacked 6.5 foot tall all the way to the door, 10 by 10 foot, it's 5 cords. It's basically 6.5 foot tall all the way across, and we've got a little bit, well, we got finished that stack and a little bit more. And my inspector's here to make sure I'm doing a good job. Does that look good? Is that all right? Yeah? Go check it out. All right. I guess I passed inspection. The high today was supposed to be 42. I don't know if it got much above that. A lot of times I think they estimate low for the high for the day, which is nice because then, you know, you think it's going to be stupid cold and it gets a little bit warmer. But it's, what, 2 o'clock? I'm still freezing. I'm still cold. My duct tape gloves are barely keeping my hands warm. I think I need a new pair of gloves. So I've got more wood to process, got more logs I can cut up into pieces and get split. I run into a lot of stuff that had been sitting for too long. That's what this pile is over here on this side of the wood splitter. It's all wood, well, bark and wood that's just, it's too punky to bother stacking in the woodshed. I'll start burning some of this in the house during the day just to keep it warm in there. Give you a look at some of it. The center of it's okay, but this is just super, super punky and soft. So this stuff's not getting stacked. I can split that with a hatchet. It's so easy to split at this point. And I'll use that to keep the house warm during the day. If I decide to go into town for a minute, I'll throw a bunch of that in the stove, let it burn. It seems to burn all right. It's just not, it's not going to be super good for long-term burn, you know. It burns pretty quick. Now, this is our second winter here. Last winter, I think we went through about 3.5 cords of wood. This winter is going to be we're going to run through a little bit more, unless the transition from our temporary living quarters to our house is quick and simple. Then we can stop heating that place and just heat the house. But if we have a transition period where we've got to heat both of them because we've got water in both, and I don't want to run a chance of water pipes freezing, even though we're going to run PEX to the house, I still don't want them to freeze. So we might end up heating both places for a while, and that's going to burn through a lot of wood. I'm trying not to do that, and I think I figured out the creosote problem that I was having last year. I had to clean out my chimney 3 times, I think, last year. The metal grating at the top, it's like 1/4 inch metal mesh, I don't know, 1/4 inch holes in it. I don't know what you want to call it, but it got a buildup of creosote so thick that it wouldn't let the smoke out. You always knew it because the smoke would start coming out of the fireplace into the house. So I'd go up there, the ladder, go up there, shake the creosote off of it, and it'd be fine. I think that buildup was because we were using oak overnight. Now, we don't have any oak this year. I've got maybe half a dozen small logs of oak, but the oak we were using was stuff I cut down last year. And it was just way too green. The pine that I've got back here, a lot of it I cut down over a year ago, and it's sat in logs, longer logs, but it's sat in log form for at least a year. And it was beetle kill on top of that. So I dropped beetle kill, which is semi-dry wood. It sat for a year. Now I've split it and stacked it. That should be okay. Oak is really nice for overnight. It burns longer, but if it's not seasoned, it's going to create a lot of creosote, and I don't want to deal with that again this year, especially if I'm dealing with my house where the chimney is way up there. That's a long ways up on a steep pitch roof. So I don't want to have to go up there and clean my chimney out 2 or 3 times this winter. So I'm going to stay away from oak unless I can get some from my neighbors that has been dropped for at least 2 years. Then I'll worry about that. I might also get some, I might buy a cord or maybe a cord or two of seasoned Doug fir. There's a couple places around here that sell seasoned Doug fir, and I might get those for overnights because the Doug fir will last a little bit longer than pine, especially beetle kill pine. It tends to burn pretty quick. I haven't posted a video in 5 days, I think it's been, but this is what's been happening. Haven't been working on the house. Once I got the house sealed in, I wanted to concentrate on firewood. Getting some wood from my neighbors, bringing it over here, adding to the stack, and then cutting and splitting for 4 days. Over the weekend, my wife and kids were helping me cut it on the log splitter and then stack it in the fire or in the woodshed. But it still takes a lot of time. And then we have other things going on top of that. My kids are in FFA and 4-H. My wife's a teacher, so she's always in the house or at school trying to lesson plan and get things going that way. So we're getting it going though. I think we're good and set for firewood this year. I've got a little bit more to do, but I'm going to put it off for a few weeks or so. I'll bring it around and maybe stack it next to the woodshed in log form. Until next time, guys, go make something.